It's official as the Patriots have released their first depth chart of the 2025 NFL season, and there are some shocking placements on it. Today, we take a look at the depth chart heading into Week 1 against the Raiders, here today on Patriots Digest. Welcome, everybody. I'm Jace Andrews. Appreciate you tuning in to the show. Had to throw a little bit of Chris Berman in the intro there, given our Week 1 opponent. Got lots to break down in today's show. Before that, though, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. We've appreciated the love and support you have shown thus far, but Jets Digest continues to be in my DMs saying that we are not going to reach 1,000 subscribers before the start of the season on Sunday. Today is Wednesday, meaning we only have truly about 3 to 4 days left to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. So if you are new, I'd really appreciate it. Go down and hit that subscribe button. It's 100% free plus free Patriots content through the entire season. I promise you will not regret it. Week 1 is here. The Patriots will take on the Las Vegas Raiders in Gillette Stadium on Sunday, September 7th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're in the area, it's probably going to be on your local CBS channel, but we really care about who's on the field, right? And who exactly is playing / what is the depth chart alignment? Well, the Patriots released the unofficial depth chart yesterday, and we got to kind of look at this and see some, let's say, interesting things. A little bit kind of hard to read here. Don't worry. We're going to kind of zoom into each section here and go through it all on today's show. A couple of positions that we're not going to really take a look at. The big one on the offensive side, the quarterback. Pretty obvious 1-2-3 punch. You're going to have Drake Maye, Josh Dobbs, and then technically Tommy DeVito is officially on the roster, so he is right there as your third string quarterback. But past that, a couple of things to look at. We're going to first go with our receiving core, which here's how it kind of stands. Stefon Diggs and Matt Collins will be his backup. Our number 2 wide receiver will be Demario Douglas and Kyle Williams. And then our 3 wide receiver will be Kayshon Boutte with Efton Chisholm III. Pop Douglas is going to be in that slot as we stand right now. Could see Efton Chisholm back up Pop Douglas in the slot as well. But okay, wide receiver room I like more than what people are saying. I think there's a lot of people on the interwebs right now across social media, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you want to see, that are really kind of crapping on the Patriots wide receiver room. And while it is not, fantastic or amazing, comparative to what we've seen in the past with the Patriots wide receiver rooms, that's way better than the past. I like the ability of Matt Collins. We haven't got to see Stefon Diggs just yet after his ACL tear last year with the Texans. They've held him out of preseason, but all accounts that Mike Vrable says, we'll see him this upcoming Sunday against the Raiders. So excited to see what his ability actually is and what his connection is with Drake Maye, because there's been a lot of talk about him and Drake Maye having a pretty decent connection throughout, just kind of talking back and forth. So we'll have to see. I know the Pop Douglas, though, has been a really good target for Drake Maye throughout training camp. We obviously know that Maye had a pretty good streak going without an interception. Hopefully he can keep that through the first game of the season, not get an interception in there either. So those are your wide receivers. I think it's a okay. I like the 3 that we have of the starters. I think there's not really much changes I would make. We go look at the offensive line now. Starting at left tackle, it's going to be Will Campbell. Starting at left guard, it's Jared Wilson. Your center is Garrett Bradbury. Your right guard, Michael Mino, and then right tackle Morgan Moses, and then your backups at left tackle Vidarian Lowe, left guard Caden Wallace, center Ben Brown, right guard Caden Wallace is kind of double dipping there, being the backup there, given the Patriots are only carrying 9 offensive linemen. Marcus Brown is your backup right tackle. Not too many surprises here. Caden Wallace, you'll probably see a decent amount of. I believe Will Campbell's going to play every single snap. I do like the play of Vidarian Lowe. I think he could easily pop in there if needed. If Will Campbell is, not doing well, but by all accounts, from what we've seen training camp, preseason, Will Campbell's going to be just fine. There's not going to be anything. Those tiny hands, tiny arms, whatever it is, it such a myth. It did not matter at all. Will Campbell's a dog. He's going to protect. Drake Maye with his life. We all know the draft interview and how well that went. So I'm excited to see Will Campbell in an official NFL game. Here is where the big surprise is. If we go to the running back depth chart, this is what they have listed. At the starting running back, it's Rhamondre Stevenson. At the 2, it's Antonio Gibson. And all the way back down at the 3rd string running back is TreVeyon Henderson, which is a huge surprise to most Patriots fans, including me, because he balled out in preseason. And while I didn't expect him to just be awarded the starting depth on the first depth chart, I did not think he'd be number 3. Listen, Antonio Gibson is a great role player back, but that's what he is, a role-playing back. I do not know why that he is ahead of TreVeyon Henderson. Now, it's the first week. We could easily see TreVeyon go out there and play as if he's the starting running back. I think there was a bunch of talk throughout training camp, throughout preseason, saying that they are going to split roles. I mean, it's going to be very much split between Gibbs, Stevenson, and Henderson. So I don't think that the depth chart is a huge, oh no type thing. TreVeyon's not going to get a lot of work in week 1. If you ask me, I think they're all going to get the same amount of rushing attempts this first game, and then from there they'll make the decision on how to properly, play these guys. If they want to make Antonio Gibson the third down pass catching back, if they want to turn Rhamondre Stevenson into the main, back and split time with TreVeyon Henderson. We want to fully take over with TreVeyon Henderson. I think there's a lot of ways they can kind of go about this. All players have the ability to receive in a lot of ways. I would rather have Antonio Gibbs and TreVeyon Henderson be the receiving backs. I don't want Rhamondre Stevenson to catch, but he can. I'm not saying he can. I just personal preference and what I've seen from training camp and previous scouting reports, I don't think that he is the best choice when it comes to receiving backs. So just a surprising thing there that we saw TreVeyon Henderson being listed as the third. Something to note on the offense, kind of last thing to note here. If we go look at the tight end room, it's Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper. Jack Westover, who was on this roster, technically a tight end, he is listed as a fullback, which is the way the Patriots have planned on using him pretty much all along. He is officially listed now as a fullback on the depth chart. So Patriots, one of, I'm going to say, very few teams right now in the NFL that actually have an official fullback. I mean, we saw some fullback news today. Hunter Lipke getting a pretty decent contract with the Dallas Cowboys. Jack Westover, though, is going to be your fullback for the New England Patriots. On the defensive side, kind of going to go through all these at once. We'll kind of break them down one by one, but in terms of offense, outside linebacker, you're going to have Kayvon Chaisson and Keon White, along with Harold Landry III, Anthony Jennings, and Elijah Ponder. Also Elijah Ponder, you could see him in a couple of different ways. I think they might actually play him in the inside linebacker role as well, but in terms of inside linebacker, regular ones, you're going to have Robert Spillane and Christian Ellis as your starting, Marte Mapu as your backup, along with Jack Gibbons as the backup there as well. Really like the linebacking core here. Chaisson, Landry, Spillane, and Ellis, I think, are some of the best starting linebackers across the NFL. Oh, I had it up there right there. Kayvon Chaisson, Spillane, Christian Ellis, and Harold Landry. They're all, I think, way better linebackers than what we've seen in the past couple seasons. We've had about one or two, a couple good linebackers, obviously, through this time, but knowing the importance of a linebacker and a defense run by Mike Vrable is a key part in this, and all four of these guys I really, really trust, which, I mean, we should. We got a lot of those from free agency this past year, so you kind of expect them to be an important part. In the quarterback room, no nickel back listed, just two quarterbacks. Then I go Carlton Davis and Christian Gonzalez. Marcus Jones is the first backup, along with Alex Austin. And then you want to go even further, Charles Woods, the guy that the Patriots picked up from the Rams, and DJ James are your third stringers, though, deep there on the cornerback roster. Kyle Duggar is listed as a backup safety, not a third string. Brennan Schooler is, in my opinion, not going to play that much, so there's only going to be two backups in a lot of ways, but they just put Schooler on there with Del Pettis. Starting safeties are Craig Woodson and Jalen Hawkins. Really like the quarterback and safety room. Your defensive backs are going to be in a very good spot here for the New England Patriots. I do like all four of those guys. The hope is that Christian Gonzalez is healthy. I don't exactly know if he'll be able to play. We didn't have too much of an update. That's why we're making a video on the depth chart instead of an update on Christian Gonzalez, because he didn't practice today. And Mike Vrable had really not much comment. He said, listen, he's not going to practice, but he's not going to be on the IR. We're not thinking about putting him there. It's just he's not practicing today. So the closer we get here on Thursday, it's seeming less and less likely that we're going to see Christian Gonzalez on game one against the Raiders. But you can always hold out hope. However, I would way rather just not play him and keep the health and safety of him for the entire season there, rather than playing him when we don't need to in week one. In terms of the defensive line, you're going to have a 3-down set with Christian Barrymore, Karius Tonga, and Milton Williams as your starting defensive tackles, and then in the nose tackle, Tonga. Your backups, Joshua Farmer and Jeremiah Farms Jr. are your backup defensive tackles. Eric Gregory is your backup nose tackle. Very similar defense to what we saw Mike Vrable run in really just the Mike Vrable defense we've seen in the past from the Tennessee Titans. Like the way that it's set up. I think that it's a very good way for the New England Patriots to go about this. So, yeah, that is your starting depth chart there. You can pause, zoom in, have the entire thing there. You can also go check it out on Twitter. One little last thing to note is the special teams. If I have it here, there it is. I do see Antonio Gibson listed above TreVeyon Henderson as the kick returner again, although we know that TreVeyon Henderson's first career NFL touch was a 100-yard kick return. It's preseason. I understand things can change, especially it's just the first week. I would like to see TreVeyon Henderson returning kicks, but if the way the Patriots set up their kick return is having one on either side, then technically they're both starters, so really just depends on the team kicking against us or our opponent on whether or not they want to kick to TreVeyon or whether or not they want to kick to Antonio Gibson. We'll see what ends up being the choice, and if they even do put two out there, if they just put the one lone back. So we'll see, but excited for game week. Like I said, if you are excited as well, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and joining us here on Patriots Digest. Don't know if you caught yesterday's show, but on the end of the shows now, we're going to tag a question and just have you be our Patriots question of the day. So for today's Patriots question of the day, I want you to tell me, who do you believe the Patriots' first touchdown of the 2025 NFL season will go to? Is it going to be TreVeyon Henderson? Is he going to get the first touchdown for the Patriots? Is it going to be a Drake Maye to Stefon Diggs? Is it going to be a Drake Maye rush? Let me know down in the comment section who you believe will have the first touchdown of the NFL season for the New England Patriots. But for now, that's all we got for you. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time here on Patriots Digest. Peace out, guys.